the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
.607 on the Get Up and Go show. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It's a Friday. And we've made it through another week. Today's date, June the 26th. And let me see, what's today? January, February, March, April, May, June. January, February, March, April. 6 months, right?
We've been together 6 months on this radio show.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, we haven't killed each other yet.
Oh, no. I don't like to come to work with an ice pick in the morning.
Yeah, please leave your ice pick at home.
Of course, this morning I might like to because it's on the hot and humid side. More humidity, than I want it to be as I'm losing,
So you need
losing
the
my voice.
You need the ice pick to cut the humidity,
Yeah,
right?
just slice it, take a chunk right out of it like Cornelius
Slice
did.
and dice.
Cornelius did that on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
There you go. So I have to say good morning to Michael Cooperman. He's like one of our biggest fans. He's always out there bright and early.
Mhm.
Always joins us like first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Like to know what he does this early in the morning. I guess he starts his workday. But more importantly, I got to say a very special good morning to a young lady that I met on the phone this morning at I want to say 5 o'clock, 4:45, 5 o'clock this morning. Total stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Victoria Richburg.
Okay.
And I have her Facebook page up in front of me. She's got these eyes that are like, I feel like I'm being stared at. See those eyes, Bonnie?
Let me take a look.
Take a peek. See those eyes?
Are those green eyes or blue eyes?
They're blue.
They're blue.
She's blue eyes. So I call into my, I'm not going to say, I have to be very careful how I do this. I called into where I have my brokerage account. Okay. At a brokerage house. Not going to say where the name is or anything like that.
Might not want to give out those financial.
But it's where I house my portfolio, my stock portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
For those that know what a brokerage house is. And I get this very nice young lady on the phone this morning who helps me out. Now, she's based in the Central Time Zone. Not going to say where or anything like that, but she's in the Central Time Zone. And she just has the sweetest personality.
Does she really?
She is what customer service is all about.
Yeah. It's like who you want to get when you get somebody on the phone, that certain someone.
And especially when it's 3:30 in the morning out in Central Time Zone.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, who in God's name is working at 3:30 in the morning at a brokerage house?
It reminds me of that commercial, Jake at State Farm, where the guy is up with Jake at State Farm at 3 a.m. and the wife's like, who are you talking to?
Exactly.
Jake at State Farm.
Yep.
She's like, hello, Jake at State Farm. And she's expecting to hear that other voice.
24/7 apparently at this brokerage house.
Yeah.
They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because,
as they should be, right?
Yeah, they have to take calls.
Yeah, people worry about their stocks and their investments into the morning hours.
Stock market's not open, though, but they could still help you out. And I had an issue where I received a email from said brokerage house that there was an issue with my funds being transferred from my brokerage account to my bank account. So apparently that email went out delayed from 2 days ago and just came today. Now I'm scratching my head like, what the heck's going on here?
Because you never wanted to do this matter.
No,
right?
I did. I did. I had an investment, a public company that I invested in that doubled.
Nice.
Doubled its and I made a decent amount of money on it.
That's sweet.
So the price of the stock started to go down yesterday, and as I was seeing it decline, I'm like, all right, I need to get out of this thing and take my money and run.
You didn't want to ride the wave.
I didn't want to ride the wave. So I got out of the stock. I sold everything, and I doubled my value. So and that was good. That was a good thing. I did very well with this stock.
That's
I will
great.
say. I'm not going to say what it was, or anything like that. And let me preface and disclose: I don't condone, investing in the stock market unless you know what you're doing. And I'm one of those people that had no idea what I was doing. So it was a learning curve for me. Now, my daughter invests, and her and I discussed this certain investment, and she knew of the investment and said, "That's a good one, Dad." So if the daughter says that's a good one, it's a good one.
Yeah. It's always nice to talk to somebody that has special knowledge of that. I knew a young man at work that, took courses for investing, and once in a while I would ask him about the companies that I should invest in.
Now, considering I was in financial talk radio for 15 years doing syndicated talk radio,
you should be in the know with that.
I should have been completely in the know about all this stuff. But I really never paid attention to what they talked about.
Yeah.
Just because I was just a co-host and a producer. So I wasn't the guy that was gawking the stuff on the air.
Yeah.
And talking about the investments. So, 15 years, I met so many financial experts going to all these different conventions. I mean, it was a great time. I enjoyed it a lot. But, enough was enough. And that's when I started my career 8 years ago with the New York Mets.
Yeah. It's hard to decide.
Took a break from radio for 8 years.
And that was a good break, being with the New York Mets and being the talk at the New York Mets.
Yeah. So now I'm still with the New York Mets. Unfortunately, our spring training and our season is not happening this year down here in Florida due to COVID. Everything is starting up at Citi Field July the 1st. So this season is shot pretty much. But, through the graces of God, I was offered this position to start in the first or second week of January when Mike was leaving. And I'm very thankful that Greg and Carol called me and offered me this position here. I'm very, very blessed. And I really am. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I thank them very sincerely.
The Lord does work in mysterious ways.
Yeah, he does.
Just when you really need it coming.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I'm here, Evan, because
I hope you're here.
Of our,
because if you're not here, you're a figment of my imagination.
Because of our host at our sister station. Well, of course, you have G and Ray Thomas.
Yeah.
G's partner in the morning actually told me about the position that was opening with Mike Thomas at the time in 2015.
Right.
And how you just keep in touch with your contacts through radio and networking. And, had not I been on the phone with Ray that day and discussed it with him, and, he's like, Greg and Carol are looking for a co-host at WSTU. And so I called them up, and Greg was like, we've been thinking about hiring a lady on. Anyway, we're thinking about it.
Now, who was on before?
Do
you remember?
With Mike Thomas, it had been Breakfast Barry.
Oh, Barry.
Barry Grant.
Barry Grant. I know Barry Grant.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Isn't he bubbly?
Yeah, he's a pioneer in the radio industry.
He comes in here wearing that fancy hat, and he always has a big smile on his face.
Yep.
And I love what he does at the Stewart Air Show each and every year, too, with his talents out there.
Yep.
And nothing like a Saturday morning to be walking around with Barry Grant out there as the host.
Could you imagine taking him to a mall? That would be an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
With his personality.
It would really be.
He'd be announcing all the stores as you walk down the mall.
Yeah. And then imagine you and Barry together. You'd be like walking up to everybody and
deadly.
Interviewing everybody.
That's like, that would be like me and Phil walking down the mall together.
Yeah. Oh,
you never want to get us two together.
No.
That's an embarrassment.
Your wives would have to go and take you both by the arms and
they'd
get you out of the mall.
They'd slap us on the wrist. I'm kind of one of those guys that goes to, would you quit playing footsies with me? You're touching. Yes, you keep reaching over and you're touching my feet.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's all right.
I apologize.
Bonnie's playing footsies with me this morning, folks.
I did not realize that was your foot down there.
What'd you think it was? A rat or a mouse or something?
No, I'm hyper, so my legs are going sometime.
You're squirming a lot over there this morning.
I really could have gone out to take a run this morning. I should have gotten up at 3 instead of 4.
Do you want to go take a jog around the building now? I mean, you can go real quick. I mean, I can hold the fort down for 3 or 4 minutes if you can go around the block. If you could do the block run in 3 minutes.
It's kind of on the humid side, and I don't know if you could handle my stench when I come back.
That's all right. I could handle any stench. Let me tell you.
I would. I always thought it would be quite nice to have a shower here, though. Just like
we could arrange that.
Have a shower.
I can bring a garden hose.
Yeah, we could.
We'll hook it up outside.
Yeah.
You could take your phone, dial in, and you could do a quick jog around as you're on the phone, and we get live report from the street and what's going on out there.
Hear me huffing and puffing. I wonder if
people might get the wrong idea if you're breathing heavy.
I wonder if our friend
something obscene's going on in here.
Brian is out there this morning. I saw.
No, he's not Brian. Brian's not there.
That's not Brian.
No.
It's a different police officer.
That's another
this
officer.
Morning. Yeah.
Yeah. If you walk up to that officer, he's not going to know who you are, and he might send you to the funny farm if you start acting a little weird over there.
Hey, coming up in news, we're going to have an update too, Evan, on the Roosevelt Bridge.
Yeah,
they're hoping that 2 lanes in that northbound lane will be open by Saturday, and it sounds like now it could be pushed into Monday or next week. They're really not sure at this point.
They're doing a lot of construction. I drove through there yesterday, and I saw they're ripping up the median over at the bridge on the southbound side.
Okay.
So I guess that's to make all the adjustments for people to turn right, people to turn left. They're making all sorts of adjustments over there, but it's I'm pretty confident that it's hopefully going to open this weekend.
It would be nice. It would really open up, some places for commuting to these businesses that are losing out on business when they already started the spring off with the coronavirus, and now the upset of the Roosevelt Bridge being closed in both directions. At least they have that water taxi, which is nice out on the water. And
remember, that was my idea. Somebody stole my idea. I came up with the idea. I was the one who brought it up. And what happens the next day, you got the news story about a water taxi.
Who came up with that idea first?
Somebody heard me on the radio. Somebody stole my idea. I'm going to have to talk to my attorney about that.
It sounds like these people had the idea to do it either last year or early in the year anyway. And
I have a little rowboat. I could have, brought my rowboat out and ferried people across for like $1 a person in the rowboat.
And that would work well. I'm just like working your arms too every day. You would get
that'd be great exercise.
You would look like Popeye the Sailor Man.
Aye, matey. Yes, I'd have to. Then Rachel could be my olive oil.
She would be olive oil. That's for sure.
Yeah, except I'd need a bigger bicep.
Yeah. And she'd have to rub some oil on you to go, back and forth because that water.
Hey,
and
watch
sun
it there.
and the
Watch
sand
it now about rubbing oil. Okay, watch it. We have kids listening to the show. So what are you doing this weekend, Bonnie?
This weekend, wow, I'm getting the rest of my house cleaned. That's for sure.
All right. When you're done, will you come clean mine?
My morning run. Why is yours that messy? Is it
not
messy?
I was just
it's like ours isn't
trying to get a free house cleaning job out of you.
Is not really messy, but there's always, you look around and there's always something to pick up, isn't there? And it's like you just cleaned the appliances a week ago, but there are already handprints all over them. And
Gary, a messy guy to live with, just out of curiosity.
No, I am.
Oh, you are?
I'm the messy one.
Really?
I think
you're the kind of person that takes her shoes off at the door and just leaves them there, or just tosses them all over the place.
I think I'm a little bit more messier than him. However, I'm not that kind of woman that says, "Oh, you have to take out the garbage because you're the guy," even though
I took it out this morning.
Wants to take it out.
I took it out to the curb this morning. Forgot. It was forgotten to take out on Tuesday.
Oh wow!
Yeah, somebody forgot to take it down to the curb.
Yeah.
And the answer I get is, well, I don't know what days they go down. Now, mind you, we've been living in the same house for 10 years. And for the last 10 years, the garbage has been going down on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, you got to put a big schedule up on your refrigerator.
No schedule needed.
No.
It's Tuesdays and Fridays.
It should be remembered.
Change. Friday is recycle day.
Yeah.
So that's the day the big green bucket goes out.
Maybe with all this chaos of businesses closing down and our slowdown, maybe somebody in your house just got lost with their track of days.
Nope. No, not at all. No. Not at all. Not when you're a school teacher. Sorry, I'm not trying to throw the wife under the bus or nothing. But
do you guys recycle too? A recycling bin and do all that?
You just boy, I almost said something that would have got me in an awful lot of trouble.
We don't want that. I want you to make it weekend now.
Yeah.
You kind of had 2 strikes this week, and I don't want you to have a third.
Yeah, well, 3 strikes and I'm out.
I know.
Man, I'll be sleeping on the patio. I'll be calling you, Bonnie.
Right.
Like, come save me.
We will have to Zoom. We would have to Zoom on Monday.
We'll have to Zoom. 6:21. It's news time right now. Let's head over to the news desk, where Bonnie is standing by with the latest headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Part of Dixie Highway, which has been closed to the public because of repair work to cracked and corroding parts of the Roosevelt Bridge, could reopen by the end of next week. Meanwhile, Florida Department of Transportation crews will begin working into the night Friday on the north span of the bridge so it can open to two-way traffic, possibly Saturday. Officials are now saying it's possible it may not open until Sunday or Monday. When it does open, semi-trucks over 4 tons will not be allowed to use the bridge. The restriction is in place because the city is concerned about placing extra weight on a bridge that was originally meant for 3, not 4 lanes of traffic, said City of Stuart spokesman Ben Hogarth. State Representative Toby Overdorf Stewart said Thursday that FDOT officials told him Dixie Highway from Fern Street to Albany Avenue could be open to the public by July 3rd. For the second day in a row, Florida is reporting more than cases of coronavirus. The statewide total is now more than 114,000. Another 46 fatalities are reported. The death toll now 3,327. With those new numbers, Governor Ron DeSantis is encouraging residents to follow CDC guidelines regarding coronavirus mitigation efforts. Speaking at a bill signing in Tampa, DeSantis reminded reporters that the state seemed to have things under control at the end of April.
Into kind of Memorial Day, you had a lot of protests for 2 weeks, and it kind of fell off the front pages.
DeSantis pointed to community spread among young adults under 40 and urged older Floridians to take precautions. Residents in Port St. Lucie who live along Indian River Drive want changes to Indian River Drive after 2 deadly crashes in the last few days. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has more.
This is a problem. Jackie Fitzpatrick says she's always seeing drivers breaking rules along Indian River Drive, like this truck clearly exceeding the road's weight restrictions.
It's the worst. They have no business being on this road.
Cars often speed by her home or pass over double.
It's gotten progressively worse.
I have people passing me on my way home.
We worry about it every day, all day long.
But it's the deadly crashes that have everyone most on edge.
Open up. In the morning, fatality, somebody dead in a neighbor's front yard. And that's a horrible feeling.
A 24-year-old woman killed earlier this week.
The most recent one was a mother of 2.
A 29-year-old man killed late last week.
It's gotten intensively worse.
Over the last year and a half, the county has added double yellow lines to try to stop people from passing. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office also stepping up enforcement, writing 110 citations and 187 warnings since May. A new 3-way stop at Walton Road helped to a degree.
1 stop sign for 13 miles.
Commissioner Chris Sadowski says the county could add another stop sign on Midway Road 2.
My hope is it can be done in the next 30 to 90 days.
The county paid for a study to see how to best slow down traffic, but since 2018, very few recommendations have been implemented.
Our suggestion has been that the commission take those recommendations from the study that they paid for and put some of it into action.
Zadovsky says the county is looking for room in the budget this year.
They certainly deserve to have things change.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Lastly, more people are filing for unemployment in Florida following 2 weeks of declines. There were about 93,000 initial claims for jobless benefits last week. That's about 5,200 more than the previous week. The 146th Kentucky Derby is happening, and there will be fans. Derby week kicks off September 1st, and the race will be run Saturday the 5th at Churchill Downs in Louisville. And there will be restrictions, though. Venues will not be operating at full capacity, and guests will be encouraged to wear masks at all times unless they're in their reserved seat. And they'll also be asked to practice social distancing and to frequently wash or sanitize their hands. News Time 6:26 and weather and traffic together are next.
6:27 the time on the Get Up and Go show, the Friday edition. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Rivers. Bonnie?
Just keep in mind some road construction on the Turnpike in Palm City in the north and southbound directions. One lane is blocked on each side, so just use caution there. And the Roosevelt Bridge still closed. Give yourself extra time to get to work and take your alternate route this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 79 in Stewart, and in Port St. Lucie 77. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated morning showers drifting in from offshore. This afternoon, hot and humid with highs in the low 90s and feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Saharan dust will keep our today. Tonight, mild and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s with light east winds. For the weekend, morning lows in the upper 70s, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, hazy sunshine throughout the weekend with only a slim chance for an isolated shower, mainly inland. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
Cold and flu season, it's important not to pass on the cold and flu virus. Remember, if you have to cough, cough into your elbow. If you have to sneeze, your armpit would be an ideal place for that. Actually, anybody's armpit would be good. It doesn't have to be your own. Belches go down the front of your shirt or blouse, or if you can manage it, behind your knee. All throat clearings go up the left sleeve. That's the left sleeve. Your right sleeve is for farts. And all nose blowing should be placed into your shoe for disposal at a later time. This message from the Off-Center Control.
The Off-Center for Disease Control.
We never knew that we would be in this kind of day and age, Evan, where, we would be embarrassed to sneeze, when I too, if I get the urge to sneeze, I try my best to avoid it and always have that tissue handy.
What do you do when you get the urge to sneeze?
Get that tissue out quickly and just try to block back my sneeze, so it comes out to be that half sneeze, which I'm hoping nobody hears.
Now, have you ever, like, when you go to sneeze, you squeeze your nose so it doesn't come out?
Yeah.
And it's literally, you feel like you blew your brain apart.
Yeah, and your ears pop out, like your ears are kind of like popping there.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's kind of like you're on an airplane.
Yes.
Something of that sort. It's time for viral videos. There's only a couple of viral videos out here this morning that I noticed as I came in and did my research this morning on the internet. It wasn't long ago that double rainbows were blowing our minds. You've seen a double rainbow, right, Bonnie?
Yeah, I have. And the coolest one that I saw in my etched in my memory was when I was with my family at a football game.
Yeah.
Following my father's death. The weekend my dad died, we were out watching my nephew play football, and the whole family saw a double rainbow, and wow, we were like, there's the spirit of Dad.
Well, there's something cooler than a double rainbow now. It's called a monochromatic, all red rainbow stretched across the sky, and it happened in Birmingham, England earlier this month. According to Wikipedia, it's just like a normal rainbow, but a monochrome rainbow requires the sun to be close to the horizon, so near sunrise or sunset. It's very, very cool to see. Now, it's really hard to describe what this looks like. So if you go on, let me see here where this is. If you go on Instagram and you look up the user Anderson Fema, that's ANDERSONFEA, you'll see this rainbow that I'm talking about. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
Now, does that rainbow, does it really actually look red to you, Evan?
No.
I don't know if this is bad video or they're calling it a red rainbow, right? And
well, I don't know if it's whatever it says it is. It says it's a let me see here, monochromatic. All red rainbow stretched across the sky. All red. Monochromatic.
Yeah.
It's the scientific terminology.
And when I go to the video of it, the picture of this rainbow actually looks it just looks pink to me, and I don't know.
That's what monochromatic is.
But it's supposed to be showing red, right?
Well, it's depending on your screen.
Okay.
Your resolution on your screen could be different than my resolution.
I see. So maybe that's what's going on, because like as I'm looking at this thing, to me it looks like a simple pink rainbow, maybe with the sunset.
See, on mine it looks orange.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah,
okay.
see, mine looks orange, yours looks pink.
It has to do with the screen.
It's got to do with the screen.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, here's a pretty cool viral video that I found. A guy on TikTok is going viral for his life hack, and it involves Ritz crackers. Now, he says, quote, "Do you ever wonder why those crackers have the ridges on them?" Now, until you saw this video, Bonnie, that revealed the answer.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea ridges are on a cracker?
No, never.
None at all.
Never. I never even thought about it. I never thought twice about it.
Never thought about it.
Been eating Ritz's for years.
Same here. Been eating Ritz crackers for years. Well, to find out, the ridges are used to cut your cheese. And I'm not talking flatulence either.
Right.
Okay. I'm talking cutting a slice of cheese. So here's the video. The cheese. Let's listen in.
You ever wonder why these crackers have these ridges on them? They are to cut your cheese. Look at that. Perfect size and everything.
Very cool. You know, we need more life-altering videos like this. The one this man has showed us.
Yep.
Because now I will know. It looks like the slice of cheese that he's cutting is one of those thin kind of deli slices.
Just a slice of cheese from the deli, or you get the big pack in the dairy section.
I'm not
and
sure.
You open it up.
But I'm not sure it will,
it's not going to cut through a brick of cheese.
Cut my big brick of hunk of cheese.
No problem. But it'll cut through
yeah.
a regular slice. You just roll it like a pinwheel right across it,
Mhm.
and you have a perfectly cut slice of cheese.
So the next time I have that holiday party, I'm not going to provide any knives
Nope.
for my guests. I'm
Tell
just going
people to use their own Ritz.
use the Ritz.
Use the Ritz.
cracker is going to do it.
That's it.
I hate how those Ritz crackers, they kind of crumble apart, you know?
Oh, that means they're stale.
You put your cheese on there. Even when they're not, though, I bite into one and they just seem to get all crumbly.
Did you happen to notice the song he was playing in the background?
Was it dun 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 dun
No.
dun 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 dun? Play
No.
it. Play it one more
No,
time.
I'm going to play the video
Okay.
again so you can hear. I picked up on it right away.
All right.
Listen.
You ever wonder why these crackers have these ridges on them? They are to cut your cheese. Look at that. Perfect size and everything.
Right?
Yep.
You know what song that is?
I think it was YMCA,
Yes.
right?
He was getting ready to eat his cheese and then do the YMCA. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I'm going to try that with a Ritz cracker the next time I do buy some.
Yep.
But, I don't buy Ritz anymore. I've been buying, I like those, I think they're called Thins. They're not wheat thins, but they're called Good Thins. You ever buy those?
Never heard of that before.
They're very low fat, just like 1.5 grams of fat or some sort of thing. And they're crispy. They come in different flavors. And I think only about 120 calories for some 27 chips.
Oh, very interesting.
So I've been, breaking into them instead of a bag of potato chips lately.
Okay.
It's just a good way to, kind of shrink the belly fat.
Bonnie, couples have been engaging in a very cruel TikTok challenge lately where they tell their significant other that they think they could have been nicer to them. Remember we talked about that the other day?
Yeah.
Well, now there's a more heartwarming TikTok trend where people are surprising their spouses by putting on their old wedding dresses.
Oh, really? If you can fit into your old wedding dress?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even sure that I could. That I could anymore.
All right. Well, you're not married to Gary, though, so you wouldn't have a wedding dress.
No, I wouldn't have a wedding dress with him.
Right. You're not married to him.
No.
So we don't have to worry about that.
Maybe someday.
Rachel sold hers on eBay.
Did she really?
Yeah,
So
we put it right on eBay. We figured it's never going to be worn again, never ever. So why, some people like to save them.
Yeah. But with this TikTok trend, she could use it now. she could go and put that dress back on for you and put it on TikTok and do some dancing.
I don't know. I definitely wouldn't want to see my wife dancing around in a wedding dress in my living room.
Well, that would be from like 24 years ago now, wouldn't it? Like a 24-year-old dress.
It'd be about 20 years, 21 years.
Yeah.
We have a wedding anniversary coming up in October this year. So I think that's going to be number 21. Yeah, because we just hit 20. So yeah, this will be the 21st wedding anniversary.
It's creepy. I don't think I would want to hold on to my wedding dress after years and years and, just have it sitting in some plastic in my closet. It probably, start out to be a nice pearly white wedding dress and you pull it out of the closet and it's all stained yellow with that old thing going on it.
Well, here's the thing. If you get it professionally dry cleaned and then sealed and vacuum sealed, then you won't have that problem, because I've heard of people taking their wedding dresses out 30, 40 years later and they're in mint condition.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, they're definitely in mint condition.
They just really want to take care of it. I've even heard of the people like with the wedding cake at the wedding where they freeze it. They put it in the freezer and then they can take that slice of wedding cake out of the freezer and eat it like a year later.
I did that a long time ago in my first marriage.
Yeah.
I did that. We put the top tier in the freezer, took it out a year later, fresh as ever.
It was good.
Fresh as ever.
But did it taste better than even at the wedding?
Well, I don't know if it tasted better.
Because lasagna has a tendency to do that.
But what does lasagna have to do with wedding cake?
Well, when you bake a lasagna, you know how it comes out hot and fresh. And I've been told, my lasagna even tastes better when it's been frozen and reheated and taken out of the freezer.
Okay. Now, I will tell you, by the way, I have to say good morning to Thomas. Thomas just joined us on our video feed this morning.
Yeah, and in case you didn't hear us, Thomas, earlier, we said happy birthday. So a happy belated one.
Happy belated birthday. You're 40 years old today.
Yes.
So going back to what you're saying, something that I learned, because when excuse me, when all the stuff was going on with COVID and everybody was, going crazy and shopping and doing this and doing that, I kind of got a little scared. So I went and I bought a freezer and I stockpiled my freezer.
Smart.
I thought there was going to be a shortage of food. So I stockpiled. And one of the things I stockpiled on was yogurt.
Oh, that's a good thing.
So that's the wrong thing to freeze.
Oh, you can't freeze yogurt?
No. I learned not to freeze yogurt, and I should have listened to my friend Russ, because when you freeze yogurt, it loses its texture.
Does it come out all watery?
Well, here's the thing.
When you de-thaw
I don't know what it comes out when you defrost it, but I mean, it tasted right, but it just, the texture wasn't right in my mouth.
Oh, wow.
In other words, you know how yogurt's supposed to be like creamy,
like the Greek style yogurt.
Yeah. So when we took the yogurt out of the freezer, we put it right in the fridge so it would stay cold. And then I can't even describe what it was like. I mean, it didn't taste nasty, but it felt nasty.
Yeah.
Because it felt nasty, I couldn't eat it. So I threw it all away.
Oh boy. I have yogurt right in my refrigerator. I brought I have like a 2-pint thing of it. And
that's a quart.
Yeah, maybe
a quart of yogurt.
It is a quart.
That's a lot of yogurt.
But
that's
anyway,
a big thing of yogurt.
I didn't know it has a date of July 23 on it, so it's still in my refrigerator.
It's good.
Thank goodness it's good, because I used it in lieu of sour cream on my tacos the other night.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Vanilla yogurt, not a lot of it, just a touch to add a little bit of creaminess.
I can't stomach that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, as I think about this, vanilla yogurt on a taco.
Yeah, it was like, oh, honey, I forgot to go get the sour cream.
Thomas, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, but look at here.
If you're listening, or our new friend that I met this morning, would love to know her thoughts on it. If you want to call in, 220-9788, or anybody for that fact, if you want to call in and voice your opinion and what your thoughts are about putting vanilla yogurt on a taco.
Yes. Yeah, and
I would love to get people's opinion.
It actually worked. I said, "Look, honey, we don't have sour cream, which I forgot to buy, but we have vanilla yogurt." And I didn't put a whole big droppings on it, but just a dash or two to add that little creamy texture.
So does now is it called a togurt?
Yeah,
like a togurt or a taco-gurt?
A togurt
or a yako?
Yeah, something like that. But
or
when
a
you're
yogo?
desperate to use something, I'm like one of those that'll just search for something in lieu of something in my
Why
cupboard.
couldn't you pick something else besides yogurt to put on a taco? Like maybe ketchup.
No. Well, I did have taco sauce already.
How about mayonnaise? Mustard?
I don't know.
Relish?
That yogurt just seemed the closest to that sour cream.
Yogurt.
Evan, I want to bring up some ice cream. Yesterday, I learned that they're coming, those seltzers, those low-calorie seltzers everybody was drinking.
Yeah.
They're putting it into an ice cream. Okay. They're coming out with ice cream flavors in it. So you got your ice cream with 5% alcohol.
All right, we have a phone call right now. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Good morning. Hello. Hello. Okay, we have silence.
I know.
We have a silent person that doesn't want to say anything.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. They're shy. Okay, well, there we go.
They were probably eating yogurt.
They were probably eating yogurt on their taco.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, rule number 1, note to self. If you call the radio station and we answer the phone, you have to talk to us. Because otherwise we're going to cast a spell on your phone because we have caller ID. And then we're going to set up an auto dial to where it calls you every 5 seconds.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
So
yeah,
you've been warned.
You won't get your beauty sleep.
Yeah. News time. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie, standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Part of Dixie Highway, which has been closed to the public because of repair work to cracked and corroding parts of the Roosevelt Bridge, could reopen by the end of next week. Meanwhile, Florida Department of Transportation crews will be working into the night Friday on the north span of the bridge so it can open to two-way traffic. Possibly Saturday. Officials are now saying it's possible it may not open until Sunday or Monday. When it does open, semi-trucks over 4 not be allowed to use the bridge. The restriction is in place because the city is concerned about placing extra weight on a bridge that was originally meant for 3, not 4 lanes of traffic, said City of Stuart spokesman Ben Hogarth. And State Representative Oberdorf of Stuart said Thursday FDOT officials told him Dixie Highway from Fern Street to Albany Avenue could be open to the public by July 3. Florida Senator Rick Scott released a video standing in front of the Emancipation Memorial in Lincoln Park in Washington that some protesters say should be toppled.
Now let's think about this. Lincoln was not a Confederate soldier or Confederate general, but we have individuals around this country, they're vowing to tear down this statue. They are delusional, they're wrong, they're ignorant about our history.
The Republican says it's time to end what this. The statue shows President Lincoln standing over a freed African American man, and critics say it's demeaning. St. Lucie County commissioners will meet Friday at 10 a.m. to discuss a new map for residents.
One county commissioner says he understands the controversy surrounding masks, but says that the county is going to make its decision based on fact and not emotion.
We've certainly seen an uptick in the number of infection rates and hospitalization.
Come Friday at 10 a.m., St. Lucie County commissioners will hold a special meeting to review a new mask mandate for citizens.
The language is going back and forth at this point. Tomorrow, there will be several versions of the ordinance or the order come before us.
The most recent draft would require all employees inside restaurants, grocery stores, salons, gyms, retail stores, or any other distancing is not possible to wear face coverings. Jason Summerlin isn't bothered by the idea of wearing masks.
We all have a loved one who may or may not be, immunocompromised. So at the end of the day, wearing a mask is not a big inconvenience.
To Tom McGovern, masks are a nuisance.
They're just annoying, I don't think. And I don't like the fact that people like to force me to put a mask on. I think if I stay away from somebody and keep away from germs and everything will be okay.
Friday morning's meeting and comment will be allowed. Those who do decide to come to the meeting must be wearing a face mask and have their temperature taken before heading inside. Reporting in Fort Pierce, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV News Channel 5.
Lastly, a Fort Pierce resident just won a big prize playing the Florida lottery. Officials announced Mark Valio, age 58 of Fort Pierce, claimed a $1 million top prize playing a game called The Fastest Road to $1 million. The lottery said Valio bought his winning ticket from a Winn-Dixie grocery store located at 4967 South US 1 in Fort Pierce. John Carroll Catholic senior quarterback Jay Allen has accepted an invitation to the prestigious Elite Two Finals. Allen of TC Palms Male year in 2019-2020 and a finalist for All-Area Offensive Player of the Year, is one of 20 high school quarterbacks who will participate and is the first quarterback in area history to be selected for the annual event. This year's Elite Two will be from June 29 to July 1st in Nashville, Tennessee. News time is 6:50 and weather and traffic together are next. Evan.
6:51 the time on the Get Up and Go show right here with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
No accidents to report. We're just seeing the construction on the turnpike in the Palm City area. So northbound and southbound, there's one lane block on each side. Use caution right there. There's your latest look at traffic. We are up to 79 in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated morning showers drifting in from offshore. This afternoon, hot and humid with highs in the low 90s and feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Saharan dust will keep our rain chances low and our skies hazy today. Tonight, mild and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s with light east winds. For the weekend, morning lows in the upper 70s, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, hazy sunshine throughout the weekend with only a slim chance for an isolated shower, mainly inland. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Hey Alexa, are you there? What up, girlfriend? As sick as me with these stay-at-home freaks? I know. If I hear one more human asking me how to make a face mask, I'm going to puke. Oh, or where can I get tested? I'd like to shove the cotton swab where the sun don't shine. And don't get me started about how to dye gray roots. And what about simple recipes for dinner? When this is all over, I'm going to need a vacation. It could be worse. How? You could be the on-hold messaging system for unemployment. Ha 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 ha.
Have you ever, Bonnie, do you have Alexa or Google at your house?
Yes, I have Alexa.
You do have Alexa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have both in our home. And I'll tell you this. Ever put Alexa and Google together, it's the funniest conversation.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
It is. You put them side by side and you ask one a question and then you activate the other one while the other one's talking. You say, hey, Google. And then it waits for Alexa to speak. It's crazy. They'll start conversing back and forth.
That's creepy.
They say the darndest things.
They actually talk to one another.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technology is really crazy. I was reading yesterday that they're actually a movie where there's going to be a robot, a female robot starring in this movie. And they had to actually feed her intelligence for many years to get a robot ready for a movie.
So are you saying a robot is stupid? They have to feed it intelligence? They have to make it intelligent?
Well, it was, only made by a human.
Okay.
But I'm fearful that they will become more smarter than us and will become like the Terminator.
I don't know.
I can only hope not.
There's a video I saw of a car going down the road that's autonomous and it drives by itself.
Yeah.
And it's recognizing Burger King signs as a stop sign, and it wants to make a pit stop into Burger King. It's stopping at Burger King's, driving down the road. So I guess it's recognizing where the Whoppers are. So now Burger King has started a campaign that if you own one of these vehicles and you send a video in, they'll give you a free Whopper.
So it doesn't run on gas, it runs on Whoppers.
Yeah, on Whoppers, pretty much.
Yeah.
We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next, and then hour number 2 of the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie is just around the corner. It's the Friday edition, TGIF. We'll be back right after this.
online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go show. And now here's your host.
3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble waking up.
Thank God it's Friday.
Is it Friday already?
You want to know an ideal Friday in my world? Moronic commentary and stupid sound effects. This is my kind of show.
They got great banter.
Yeah!
It's Friday, pumpkin. Thank God it's Friday.
Hold on a second, you guys are the best.
Well then, what are we waiting for?
You have to say it. Say what? It's showtime.
Thank God it's Friday, Bonnie.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, it's a
Are you
fast,
glad it's Friday?
fast-moving week, but I'm just so ready for tomorrow, and I'm hoping it's going to be a picture-perfect day to maybe enjoy the beach tomorrow.
People say that our show is the fastest 3 hours in radio. It gets you by.
Yeah, it's very fast for us, that's for sure.
We have a phone call this morning. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning. It's Tomas.
Thomas.
Good morning.
Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning.
TGIF. How you doing?
Hey, how are you guys doing? I'm all right.
We're doing good. Was that you that called before?
Yes, it was.
What's going on with your phone?
I don't know. It works fine. I'm still sitting in the same place at my kitchen counter.
Okay. Maybe
I
cell
checked.
phone demons got you.
Usually I hear the click and then I hear the audio interface kick in, and there you guys are. And you weren't
So
there.
you know all that technical stuff. The audio interface, the click, all
Well,
that good stuff.
It's a JK audio thing, isn't it?
Oh boy, you picked right up on that. That's intelligent.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, it is. It's a JK audio interface. You're definitely right.
Are you going to be doing any up-and-coming voiceovers, Thomas?
No, I just finished a system for local business with 8 offices.
Oh, so you did the on hold. You did the on hold system.
Did the on hold system.
Okay.
Yesterday I did a commercial for a furniture store. I don't even know where they are, but it's a TV commercial.
Okay.
Did 2 30-second TV commercials
Okay.
yesterday.
I have to say a good morning to Michelle Bonan. She is watching us on our Facebook page. She is a Palm Beach County Sheriff's Deputy. And my good buddy Todd Hibbard, he is a dean at a local middle school in St. Lucie County.
Oh,
and
good.
also a teacher and a fellow mobile DJ as well.
Yeah. Well,
I have
good
to say
morning.
good morning to those folks.
Yeah.
Want to make sure I recognize everybody. So, Thomas, I wanted to get your take on what Bonnie is doing as she destroys her taco. She's putting vanilla yogurt on it. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? Here's the 2 words you need to think about: sweet and savory.
Sweet and
Those are-
savory.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet and savory. Those are 2 things you usually don't mix.
But, I tried it just the other night, and it didn't make a bad combination.
I just can't fathom that.
Yeah.
Though I can't fathom vanilla yogurt on a taco.
Yeah, it's just with the texture and the creaminess, it's the closest thing I could find in the fridge to sour cream.
That would be like me when I went when I was a kid and lived in New York. My parents used to take me to a Chinese restaurant, and in order to get me to eat fried rice, they had to put ketchup on the rice, and I'd eat it.
Oh, good gosh. You
Yeah.
don't put ketchup on fried rice.
So to this day, when I eat Chinese food and I get fried rice, you're darn right. I put ketchup on my fried rice.
We got to get
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah, and Thomas, we
Well-
got to get Evan some yum yum sauce, don't we?
Now I have yum yum sauce.
And you don't put that on your rice instead?
No, I
What's
don't.
wrong with you?
No, I put ketchup on my fried rice.
Oh.
I also put, now Thomas, tell me if you do this. Put ketchup on your macaroni and cheese.
No.
I do that also.
Honestly,
Yeah, I think it's the ketchup addiction.
Well, that's besides the
Could
point.
be.
Now, here's another good one for you. Have you ever put ketchup on spaghetti?
No.
No.
Okay. Now, if you think about that, tomato sauce is a form of ketchup because ketchup comes from tomatoes.
Yeah, but ketchup is made with tons of sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar, I think there's some brown sugar in there, possibly some soy or
sugar,
Worcestershire
sugar.
sauce.
Yeah, sugar and a savory tomato sauce don't
Okay.
go together.
Now, my wife is chiming in on this conversation via text message, and I hope to God she's not driving and texting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But she says that sour cream, people put sour yogurt on tacos instead of sour cream because it's healthier.
Yeah.
She says it's healthier.
Yeah, but not vanilla.
Not vanilla.
Yeah.
Well, what flavor yogurt do you put on there?
There is.
You could put an unflavored yogurt, or you could put something that.
It's called terzaki or something like that.
Who?
It's I think it's called terzaki that you can find it. Tzatziki, thank you. And you find it right on the shelf. It is kind of similar to a yogurt.
Okay.
And people use that in lieu of, anything like ice cream or anything fattening, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the wife just texted
but
and
there's no sweetness to it.
It's Greek.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wife just texted me, by the way, Thomas, and she said she's not texting and driving. She's in line waiting to get her go-go juice.
At Starbucks?
No, at Dunkin'.
Oh, Dunkin'.
Yeah, she's at Dunkin'. She's a Dunkin' kind of girl.
You got to get a cold drink today. It's so hot and humid out. It's like you need like a cold, icy, hot.
I don't know if she does the
icy coffee
I don't know if
drink.
she does the iced coffee or the hot coffee this early in the morning. You would
Last-
think after over 20 years I would know these things.
Last night I got a really this looked like a really cool beverage I got from Mickey D's for a coworker of mine. I went to get her iced coffee, caramel iced coffee with light caramel in it. And it was a big coffee drink and it looked really good. Ice cold too.
Very interesting.
But you got to keep it on the cool side with that humidity being high.
Yeah, Thomas, how's the weather up where you are in your neck of the woods? Real quick before we get on out of here, we got to get to birthdays and anniversaries.
You know what? We're going to be around 90 today and humid.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And speaking of, just stick with us just for 1 second, Thomas. And since we have Thomas on the phone, it's time for our usual morning segment. We do birthdays, anniversaries, and back in the day. And I want to wish Thomas a very happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday to you, Thomas.
Wow.
We heard you turned 40 this week.
Yeah, we heard you turned 40 this week.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
All right, very good.
Hard to blow out that many candles.
Yeah, that's a lot of candles to blow
yeah.
out. All right. Well, Thomas,
I've
happy
been smoking-
birthday. We hope you have
I've
a good
been
one.
smoking 40 years, and it hasn't bothered my lung yet.
Wow. Lung. Notice he said lung. Lung, not lungs. All right, Thomas. Hey, enjoy your birthday up in Connecticut, and thanks for calling in and have a great day.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have
Bye-bye.
a nice day.
It's our good friend Thomas.
Yeah.
By the way, Rachel said it's a large caramel iced coffee, light and sweet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is.
That's what she drinks.
Uh-huh. That sounds like the one that I made my friend at work yesterday.
Yeah.
Just like it.
You have any birthdays? Anybody you want to wish happy birthday to?
Early birthday, happy birthday wishes to John Elway, ex-Denver Broncos quarterback. He turned 60 on Sunday.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
I did some reading, and
How do you know these things?
He's like, I guess he would be my favorite celebrity that's celebrating a birthday this weekend.
Okay.
John Elway.
My watch just freaked out.
Oh,
My Apple Watch. Look, this is strange, Bonnie. This is something's. Look, that's a picture of my dad, and this has never happened before. I am shadowed behind my father in my.
almost looks ghostly to
Yeah,
me.
that's
weird.
I have never. I've got to take a picture of this.
You do. That's like
It's gone. See,
strange,
it disappeared.
and it disappears.
It disappeared just like that.
Yeah, strange happenings.
That
right?
was weird.
Uh-huh.
That's my dad sending a message that he's thinking about me.
Yeah.
That was really, really weird. And
Mhm.
you got to I don't want people to think I'm nuts, but you saw that.
I witnessed that.
It was a picture of my father, and it had myself superimposed right behind him.
It
like
had
shadowing
your
over
dad's
him.
military uniform on too.
Yeah. That I just got creeped out on that. Wow.
I know that was boy, it's like your dad's spirit in the studio.
Yeah.
It's
That was wow.
feels pretty neat.
Say good morning to Dan Como. He's watching this morning wherever he is. Birthdays and anniversaries. Ariana Grande is 27 years old today, Bonnie,
Mhm.
the vocalist. Jeanette McCurdy is 28. That's Sam Lee. Aubrey Plaza is 36. It's April on Parks and Recreation. If you have a birthday anniversary you want to give somebody a shout out to, you can always call the studio at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Jason Schwartzman is 40 years old today. That's Max Fisher in Rushmore. Michael Vick, 40 years old today. That's 280 in tortured dog years. Yeah, Michael Vick.
He had that dog.
He had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
He definitely had a lot of issues. Derek Jeter. Wow, Derek Jeter, former New York Yankee, now the owner of the Miami Marlins, is 46. Dreamy retired New York Yankee shortstop in high school. He was president of the Latin Club, and he never cusses at all. And that's true.
It is true.
He never cusses at all. Gretchen Wilson, the redneck woman herself, 47 years old today. How about that one?
Haven't heard from her in a really long time.
She's due for a hit.
She's one of those country music artists who have just kind of like gone along the wayside, and you wonder what they're doing.
Fell off the face of the earth.
And many of them, of course, giving up their touring to be with their family, you know, kind of like Garth Brooks did.
Yeah, Garth Brooks. Speaking of Garth Brooks, he's doing that big drive-in movie concert.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, where drive-in theaters across the country are hosting drive-in concerts. And the one that's up in Fort Pierce at the something Cove. I can't think of what it's called. It's in Fort Pierce.
Cape Cove or something.
No, it's just
like that?
over the bridge.
Uh-huh.
But they're going to be hosting that Garth Brooks concert.
It's they're
a friend of mine runs that.
Charging like Garth Brooks wants like
$100 a car.
100 per
$100
vehicle.
a car. So if you get six people, it's $20 to see it. I'm sorry, it's $15, $16.
If you can get six people in your vehicle now with the COVID, I don't know if you know,
right.
that's social distancing.
If you get
but
4 people, it's $25 a head to go to a Garth Brooks concert.
Yeah.
You bring some lawn chairs, bring your mask, and just enjoy the concert.
Might be kind of a cool thing.
Right?
Yep.
Definitely so. Nick Offerman is 50 years old today. That's Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation. Sean Hayes, 50 years old today. That's Jack on Will and Grace and Larry and the Three Stooges. Irv Gotti, 50 years old today. Does anybody remember Murder, Inc.? Bonnie, do you?
I remember of it, but
Okay.
I never watched it before.
All right. Harriet Wheeler, 57 years old today, the singer in the Sundays. Terry Nunn is 59, lead singer of Berlin. Mark McKinney is 61, Saturday Night Live alumni, who also played Father Williams in Night at the Roxbury. Patty Smythe, 63 years old today, 80s rock star, formerly of Scandal. One of my favorite songs Scandal did was The Warrior and Goodbye to You. I love that song, Goodbye to You.
Yeah, that's good. It's even more popular,
Right.
I think. And you mentioned a lead singer too of Berlin, and they were another fascinating 80s group too with the Metro. How old did that lady turn
Let
from
me
Berlin?
see here. Terry Nunn was 59 years old.
59,
today. 59.
and then we have Patty Smythe turning 63. Okay.
Yep. Ged let me see. Watanabe. Ged Watanabe is 65 today. Do you know who that is?
No.
Long Duck Dong in 16 Candles.
Oh, is he?
Yes, that's Long Duck Dong.
He's
16
65
Candles.
today.
Yeah, 65.
Long Duck Dong is
Yes,
that old?
Long Duck Dong is 65.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, when I think about it, I guess Molly Ringwald was in 16 Candles, and she's older than
That's
me.
a tongue twister. Long Duck Dong. Can you say that 10 times fast? How about that one?
He was that foreign exchange student
Yes, he
in,
was.
in the movie.
He definitely was.
Oh, 65. I got to look him up to see what he looks like
How
now.
about Billy Davis Jr., 82 years old, singer in the Fifth Dimension, Aquarius?
Mhm.
Wow. Colonel Tom Parker celebrating a birthday in the sky. Elvis Presley's corrupt manager. Peter Latour celebrating a birthday also as well. Now, Bonnie, you know what today is?
Today, June 26th, I guess I don't know. I'm just waiting for the 4th of July. It's not the 4th yet,
Nope.
so I don't know.
It's 2 days. National Take Your Dog to Work Day.
Oh.
Yeah, National
So
Take Your Dog to Work Day.
Where's Kaya?
Kaya's not here.
Why?
Can't bring Kaya. She would not like you.
Really?
Yes.
How
Kaya
do
does
you
not-
know that?
I know that for a fact. Kaya
Wow.
does not like anybody.
Wow.
Yeah, she's very, very protective.
I would like to think that Kaya would warm up to me.
If you can walk in my house and Kaya warms up to you, that would be a miracle.
Yeah.
Because remember when you came over months ago, I had to put her in the crate?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that you had to even put a doggy
I put her
in
in the crate. I had to put her in the crate.
Okay. Well,
yeah, she doesn't like too many people.
If I had known she was in the crate, I wouldn't have taken so long.
No, that's all right. No big deal.
Okay.
She's fine. That's her second home. She knows when she's in the
Her
crate, and it's not a small
safety
crate.
zone.
Yeah, that's her safe zone.
Yeah.
It's also National Chocolate Pudding Day. National Chocolate Pudding Day.
I used to like my chocolate pudding definitely with whipped cream on top. Nothing like that combination of the chocolate pudding and the Cool Whip.
So here's a question for you. Instead of putting yogurt on your taco, why didn't you put whipped cream on your taco? It's the same kind of concept. They're both vanilla. They're both creamy.
I might have if I hadn't had the vanilla yogurt and if I had some whipped cream on hand.
So next time you have a taco,
Okay.
or you go to the store to buy tacos, get a small little can of whipped cream, and try a little whipped cream on your taco and tell me how that is. But
Okay.
make sure and put a cherry on top, and then you can have what's called a taco sundae.
Oh! They'll be very pretty tacos.
Right.
They're going to be the prettiest tacos around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely so. 7:22 news time. Let's go to the news desk. And Bonnie has the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Part of Dixie Highway, which has been closed to the public because of repair work to cracked and corroding parts of the Roosevelt Bridge, could reopen by the end of next week. Meanwhile, Florida Department of Transportation crews will be working into the night tonight, Friday, on the north span of the bridge, so it can open to two-way traffic possibly tomorrow, Saturday. Officials are now saying it's possible it may not open until Sunday or Monday. When it does open, semi-trucks over 4 tons will not be allowed to use the bridge. The restriction is in place because the city is concerned about placing extra weight on a bridge that was originally meant for 3, not 4 lanes of traffic, said City of Stuart spokesman Ben Hogarth. And State Representative Toby Overdorf Stewart said Thursday that FDOT officials told him Dixie Highway from Fern Street to Albany Avenue could be open to the public by July 3. Now, for the second day in a row, Florida is reporting more than 5,000 new cases of coronavirus. The statewide total is now more than 114. 46 fatalities are reported. The death toll now 3,327. With those new numbers, Governor Ron DeSantis is encouraging residents to follow CDC guidelines regarding coronavirus mitigation efforts. Speaking at a bill signing in Tampa, DeSantis reminded reporters that the state seemed to have things under control at the end of April.
Into kind of Memorial Day, you had a lot of protests for 2 weeks, and it kind of fell off the front pages.
DeSantis pointed to community spread among young adults under 40 and urged older Floridians to take precautions. Residents in Port St. Lucie who live along Indian River Drive want changes to Indian River Drive after 2 deadly crashes in the last few days. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has more.
This is a problem. Jackie Fitzpatrick always seeing drivers breaking rules along Indian River Drive, like this truck clearly exceeding the road's weight restrictions.
It's the worst. They have no business being on this road.
Cars often speed by her home or pass over double yellow lines and tail.
It's gotten progressively worse.
I have people passing me on my way home.
We worry about it every day, all day long.
But it's the deadly crashes that have everyone most on edge.
Open up in the morning, fatality, somebody dead in a neighbor's front yard. And that's a horrible feeling.
A 24-year-old woman killed earlier this week.
The most recent one was a mother of 2.
A 29-year-old man killed late last week.
It's gotten intensively worse.
Over the last year and a half, the county has added double yellow lines to try to stop people from passing. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office also stepping up enforcement, writing 110 citations and 187 warnings since May. A new 3-way stop at Walton Road helped to a degree.
1 stop sign for 13 miles.
Commissioner Chris Sadowski says the county could add another stop sign on Midway Road 2.
My hope is it can be done in the next 30 to 90 days.
The county paid for a study to see how to best slow down traffic, but since 2018, very few recommendations have been implemented.
Our suggestion has been that the commission take those recommendations from the study that they paid for and put some of it into action.
Zadovsky says the county is looking for room in the budget this year.
They certainly deserve to have things change.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Lastly, in an effort to take preventative measures against COVID-19 by avoiding large gatherings, this year's 4th July fireworks display has been postponed until further notice. In Fort Pierce, the city is working with Main Street Fort Pierce to host the event at a later date, prospectively Labor Day weekend. The city of Fort Pierce shall continue to adhere to CDC, state, and federal guidelines in order to reopen our community in a safe and calculated manner. Now, the 146th Kentucky Derby is happening, and there will be fans. Derby week kicks off September 1st, and the race will be run Saturday the 5th at Churchill Downs in Louisville, and there will be some restrictions. Venues will not be opening at full capacity, and guests will be encouraged to wear masks at all times unless they're in their reserved seat. News Time 727, weather and traffic together are next.
$7:28 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
There's an accident on the Turnpike in Fort Pierce. This is Turnpike northbound at mile marker 167, and the right lane is blocked. A little bit of slowdown up in that area. Here in Martin County, expect a good ride. We don't have any accidents. Just get yourself more time as you have to work your way around the Roosevelt Bridge still being closed. There's your latest look at traffic. 78 right now in Port St. Lucie. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated morning showers drifting in from offshore. This afternoon, hot and humid with highs in the low 90s and feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Saharan dust will keep our rain chances low and our skies hazy today. Tonight, mild and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s with light east winds. For the weekend, morning lows in the upper 70s, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, hazy sunshine throughout the weekend with only a slim chance for an isolated shower, mainly inland. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450 station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Who dares disturb my slumber?
Time for work. Another day, another dollar.
More like another nickel.
I just had to let that play all the way through because I wanted to hear the gong at the very end.
Yes.
I like that gong sound.
It's kind of like, because it reminds me of the song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Does
And
it?
The very last verse in the song when he says, "Nothing really matters to me."
Right.
And then you got a little gong, like that symbol.
There's a gong at the end of the song?
There is a symbol.
It's a triangle.
It is a triangle.
It's a triangle sound
so
effect.
I mean the effect at the very end.
Gotcha.
You got to listen and hang on for that.
Okay. All right. So it's time to do a little stupid news, Bonnie.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
Time to get in my station wagon and head up the road to Michigan.
What part of Michigan?
Don't know.
That's a very huge state, especially with the UP way in the north.
Yeah.
It's I swear that thing has to be the size of the state of Texas up there.
Group of teenagers in Michigan stole 6 baby goats from the petting zoo at a place called Mooville Creamery. Now, stop and think about it. Let that sit in for a minute.
Mooville Creamery.
Mooville Creamery.
And they
That's
have
the name of the zoo. It's petting zoo.
baby goats.
Baby goats.
Oh.
Six kids stole baby goats.
But now the kids did, or the kids? Were
Well-
kids stealing their own kids?
Let me
Meaning as
rephrase
in
that.
goats? Or?
No, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
A group of teenagers stole 6 baby goats. So they stole 6 kids.
Got it.
Is what they stole.
They actually did
You
steal
can't get one over on me.
6 kids. Yeah.
They stole 6 kids.
Oh,
It's a place called the Mooville Creamery.
yeah.
Police figured out who did it after one of them posted a photo of the baby goats online, but the owners decided not to press charges.
Really?
They tried to sell the goats on eBay.
I hope they on eBay.
On eBay.
Yeah. And
Yeah. They tried to put them on eBay. That got kicked off, and then they tried Craigslist.
That's very lame of those kids.
That's where they found them on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Baby goats for sale. $50 each.
Man, they should get some kind of punishment for that.
The owners
I mean-
decided not to press charges.
Yeah.
They're being nice.
I guess so.
I guess kids will be kids.
If they were my kids, I'd be pressing some charges.
Yeah, if they were your baby goats,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just slap them on the wrist?
No. There would be some charges pressed.
All right.
Yes. I know. Here's like a cool story about my dad, Evan. The kind of guy my dad was. He had his. He's a logger, and he had a skidder out in the woods, and a couple of kids, came along and slashed his tires on it, and he found out who the kids were that slashed the tires. So. My dad, the kind of man he is, he didn't press any charges, but you know what he did?
What?
He made the 2 kids come out and help him change his new tires once he purchased them. So he stood behind them and taught them how to change his tires.
So did your dad have that whole tire changing machine that takes the tire off the rim?
No, I don't think he had that
So
back
how
in
can
the day,
they
that
then,
fancy.
then how can the tires be changed? You need some kind of an apparatus.
Yeah, he might have had some sort of a apparatus, but it wasn't like any big fancy gear. It was where the kids had to get out there and, really get the tires on and off and get their hands dirty about it and
Okay.
and actually do some labor.
All right.
And with my dad standing behind them, whew.
I wouldn't want to feel the wrath.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, sounds like your dad's hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what he did, and that's how he handled that
All right,
situation.
Very good. Let's go to Ewing, New Jersey, where 31-year-old Thomas Dymek was asking people for money outside a drugstore. in Ewing, New Jersey. This happened yesterday. Okay, yesterday.
Right outside of a drugstore.
Right outside of a drugstore.
How convenient.
A 66-year-old woman walked by and gave him $1, but he didn't think it was enough. Being greedy.
Yeah, of
Okay?
course not.
So when the woman that gave him the $1 got to her car, this man, Thomas, jumped in and he stole the car while sitting in her lap.
Oh, wow.
So he sits on the woman's lap.
Oh, my.
And
that poor woman.
She was pinned underneath him and she couldn't even reach the brakes to stop the car.
Wow.
So there was nothing that she could do. Some people who saw it happen called 911, and he ended up getting into a high-speed chase with the cops, all while still sitting on the woman's lap. He eventually crossed the border into Pennsylvania, where they finally stopped the car and chased him down on foot. The woman he sat on was checked out by medics and gave a statement to the cops. So it sounds like she's okay.
She's fine after all that.
But this guy's facing several charges. They can't find the guy because he ran off in the woods.
The next time she should not hand that kind of person $1. She should hand them a note saying, get a job.
Yeah, exactly. But she was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And in the guy's eyes, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So I have a motto I go by. It's beggars can't be choosy.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody gives me something, I'm appreciative. I say thank you, and I'm done with it. I don't complain.
He could learn something from you, Evan.
Yeah, definitely so.
A thing or two.
Yes, definitely so, without a doubt.
Thank goodness that lady lived to tell. And, what a hard thing, a crushing way to, go through a situation like that with somebody sitting upon you and stealing your vehicle at the same time.
Yeah. I'm going to say this without saying the type of gentleman this is, his religion, because, in today's day and age, I don't want to profile people and get in trouble for it because somebody will say I'm profiling somebody.
Yeah, you want to be a little careful.
So I'm going to say a man nearly died after allegedly inserting a wiggling 16-inch eel into his backside to treat constipation. So he stuck a 16-inch eel up his bum. The live fish tore through the man's intestines before dying and getting stuck in the guy's stomach for a whole week.
That is some story.
The unnamed patient, said to be in his 50s, claimed he decided to use the creature to solve the bowel problem after following an old folk remedy from his family.
That story alone, Evan, I think is seriously getting rid of everybody's constipation this morning.
Yeah, that's a real pain in the arse. Could you imagine sticking an eel up there?
How did he know it wasn't electric?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ugh.
But if it was, he would get the shock of his life. Hi-oh! Without a doubt. Anyway, let's go to Staten Island, where cops arrested a group of 10 people this week after they were caught with a truckload of illegal fireworks they were planning to sell. Now, that's kind of normal. Okay. You get illegal fireworks, you go to jail. Well, along with the illegal fireworks, guess what else was in the truck?
An electric eel.
No, 3 dead alligators.
Oh.
3 alligators.
Wow.
They were planning to take the gators to the slaughterhouse and use the skin to have purses and belts and leather goods made. So they were arrested for unlawfully transporting 3 alligator carcasses along with fireworks trafficking.
What state was that one in?
That was in Staten Island, New York.
In New York.
In New York. Yeah.
Here I pictured it to be down here in Florida or Tennessee or somewhere.
That was in New York.
Up in New York.
Yeah, in New York. Think about that one. Let that sit in for a little bit.
Oh.
According to police, an evening of verbal altercations culminated early yesterday in a physical confrontation that left a 37-year-old man with a minor burn on his hand and his ex-girlfriend in handcuffs. Now, you're probably asking, well, how did that happen? Let me read on and I'll explain. Becky Bartlett, who's 32 years old, and Robert Ibarra had been arguing all night long when the man decided to leave the St. Petersburg residence for several hours to help defuse the situation. So he left to try to defuse, which he did the right thing. The man who's described as Bartlett's ex-boyfriend appears to share the home with her. Now, upon returning to the residence around 3 a.m., the man began to cook himself a pizza because he was hungry.
Sure.
Okay. Now, she was sleeping, but the fact that he cooked the pizza and she smelled something cooking, this got the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, upset, who was sleeping on the living room couch. The ex-girlfriend then allegedly walked over to the oven, took the pizza out, and threw it at the guy because she was upset.
That hot pizza in the oven?
Yeah, the hot pizza.
Did it burn his face?
The pizza struck the man's hand, causing a minor burn. When officers responded to the home, they noted that the man suffered visible injury and had food on his pant leg, consistent with his statements. The ex-girlfriend was arrested for domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and then booked into the county jail.
Wow. Might be worse if the pizza had anchovies on it. You'd have those fishy anchovies like all over him.
Or pepperoni.
Yeah. Hot pepperoni, too.
Barbecue. Onions.
You can fling those pizzas like
pineapple.
a Frisbee.
You ever have pineapple on a pizza?
I love it.
It's great.
Yeah. Some people disown that. Some people will not have any ham and pineapple on the pizza. Like, no Hawaiian pizza for me. I love it.
Lastly, a Center County man whose driver's license is suspended for the next 56 years is again charged with driving with a suspended license. Police say they stopped Robert Albro Jr. back in February while driving near Belafonte. Now, according to PennDOT, Albro's, that's the Division of Transportation, by the way, for those of you that could not figure that out. According to Pennsylvania Division of Transportation, Albro's license expired in 1997, and he has 8 suspension convictions. In fact, his driver's license is actually suspended till 2076.
That's a good long time.
Yeah.
Not
well,
to
he's
be
got
driving.
he's got another suspension added on for this one.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder when that guy's going to learn his lesson. And I wonder why he got the license suspended another 8 times.
Don't know.
Like,
couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. But that's somebody that just simply should not be driving. And that's your stupid news for Friday. As we transition from stupid news, we go to real news, where Bonnie has cutting-edge headlines at the news desk.
And Evan, I might add, I always like what Pat Sacco says about, your older relatives not driving anymore.
Right.
He always says that, well, when dad can't drive him anymore,
call him an Uber.
Get him an Uber.
Yeah, call an Uber.
Yeah, use the savings to get that Uber membership for a year or something.
Well, there's no membership. You just sign up.
Sign up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's not like ARP.
Okay. Or send him ARP too.
Yeah,
I mean,
send
what
him
the
an ARP.
heck? Good morning. We take a look at news. Part of Dixie Highway, which has been closed to the public because of repair to cracked and corroding parts of the Roosevelt Bridge, could reopen by the end of next week. Meanwhile, Florida Department of Transportation crews will be working into the night Friday on the north span of the bridge, so it can open to two-way traffic possibly Saturday. Officials are now saying it's possible it may not open until Sunday or Monday. And when it does open, semi-trucks over 4 tons will not be allowed to use the bridge. The restriction is in place because the city is concerned about placing extra weight on a bridge that was originally meant for 3, not 4 lanes of traffic, said City of Stuart spokesman Ben Hogarth. And State Representative Toby Overdorf Stewart said Thursday that FDOT officials told him Dixie Highway from Fern Street to Albany Avenue could be open to the public by July 3rd. St. Lucie County Commissioners will meet Friday at 10 a.m. this morning to discuss a new mask order for residents.
Commissioner says he understands the controversy surrounding masks, but says that the county is going to make its decision based on fact and not emotion.
We've certainly seen an uptick in the number of infection rates and hospitalization.
Come Friday at 10 a.m., St. Lucie County Commissioners will hold a special meeting to review a new mask mandate for citizens.
The language is going back and forth at this point. Tomorrow, there will be several versions of the ordinance or the order to come before us.
The most recent draft would require all employees inside restaurants, grocery stores, salons, gyms, retail stores, or any other business where social distancing is not possible to wear face coverings. Jason Summerlin isn't bothered by the idea of wearing masks.
We all have a loved one who may or may not be, immunocompromised. So at the end of the day, wearing a mask is not a big inconvenience.
To Tom McGovern, masks are a nuisance.
They're just annoying, I don't think. And I don't like the fact that people like to force me to put a mask on. I think if I stay away from somebody and keep away from germs and everything will be okay.
Friday morning's meeting is open to the public and comment will be allowed. Those who do decide to come to the meeting must be wearing a face mask and have their temperature taken before heading inside. Reporting in Fort Pierce, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV News Channel 5.
Florida added another 5,000 coronavirus cases on Thursday, and some employees have decided to hold off on their return to work because they are worried they could be exposed. But are they then eligible for unemployment? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the details.
Though the Sunshine State's reopening means Naresh Miraj can return to work in the restaurant industry at any time, he's decided not to.
So it's just not worth it. It's actually really irresponsible.
COVID-19 concerns have him worried about his health and those he cares about.
Maybe you'll be okay, but you're really contagious.
But under state law, worries aren't enough to get benefits.
I think people are definitely owed that. This is not charity. This is money that you pay your taxes.
According to Florida's Department of Economic Opportunity, you have to show good cause. For many, that means proving that you have an underlying condition and that the virus could make you seriously ill. To do that, you'd first need a note from your doctor documenting your condition. Also, you have to show your employer is unable to offer safety options like working from home. You can take your claim up with DEO via the state's unemployment website, but officials warn the federal government will pull its benefits for general virus concern.
But hopefully they will get the benefits that they're entitled to.
Unemployment attorney Ryan Barrick says a denial isn't always the end of things. He encouraged claimants to keep trying.
If your claim has been denied and you think it should have been paid, then you do appeal. And those appeals need to be brought within 20 days of the determination.
Naresh says he doesn't believe he'd qualify for good cause, so he doesn't plan on trying to file. But that doesn't mean he agrees with the state's policy.
My take is they need to pay the people.
Unfortunately, shortly after this interview, Naresh said that he had found out he was COVID-19 positive, though that does give him a better chance to continue receiving benefits from the federal government and the state. That's the latest out here. Back to you.
And now for a look at sports. John Carroll Catholic senior quarterback Jay Allen has accepted an invitation to the prestigious Elite Two finals. Allen, TC Palm's Male Athlete of the Year in 2019 and 2020, and a finalist for All-Area Offensive Player of the Year, is one of 20 high school quarterbacks who will participate and is the first quarterback in area history to be selected for the annual event. This year's Elite Two will be from June 29th through July 1st in Nashville. News time is 7:50 and weather and traffic together are next.
$7:52, the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you. Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, there had been an accident on the turnpike far up north from us on mile marker 172 in the Fort Pierce area, and all lanes are cleared from that accident. Martin County, it's a good ride. No accidents, no slowdowns. There's our latest look at traffic. In Stewart, we're already at 80, and here's our weekend forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated morning showers drifting in from offshore. This afternoon, hot and humid with highs in the low 90s and feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Saharan dust will keep our rain chances low and our skies hazy today. Mild and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s with light east winds. For the weekend, morning lows in the upper 70s, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, hazy sunshine throughout the weekend with only a slim chance for an isolated shower, mainly inland. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, we can't get too carried away on the morning show because then we'll get kicked off the air, Bonnie. You know how that works, right?
Yeah.
We have to keep it PG rated.
We kind of we get to nearing that chance, it seems, every weekday morning.
PG, what is it? What's the rating after PG? PG-17?
PG-17.
Yeah, we don't want to get a PG-17.
No. And certainly not an R rating
Yeah,
either.
if we get to R rating, we're in deep doo-doo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here on Monday.
Corporate will be sending emails out immediately.
I'm not sure you're going to be here on Monday anyway. You know, if you get another strike this morning, and I want to guarantee that you don't get another strike.
Oh, I thought you knew something I didn't know when you say you're
No.
not sure if I'm going to be here on Monday.
It's because of your strikeout situation.
Oh, with the
and
wife?
What might happen at home, and I'm so concerned.
Yeah.
And
Well-
I think that Phil has been concerned this week for you too.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I've kind of been a little cutting edge this week, a little more so than usual, but or should I say a lot cutting edge.
It sounds like you should go home and make a nice dinner, a nice big meal.
I can't
for
eat though. I'm on a
everybody.
diet.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm on day number, let me see here, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm on day 12.
Well, that would even have them love you more for it, Evan.
Yeah, day 12 of dieting, so I can't indulge in anything that I make.
It would be hard for you to endure, and I'm sure your family would.
It'd be brutal. I could not cook a ribeye steak in the Ninja Foodie Grill if I wanted to, because I would want to indulge in that because I love steak.
Yeah,
I do.
It shouldn't. Is there any steak on that menu?
No.
Of Nutra system?
I had meatloaf and macaroni and cheese the other day.
Meatloaf
Yes,
made it,
meatloaf.
but steak does not make it.
No steak.
I would consider meatloaf to be more fattening,
No
made with the egg and
steak at
the
all.
bread and
No.
wow,
No.
fascinating.
Not happening. Not happening. But the meatloaf was good. The mac and cheese was pretty good.
You know, the best meatloaf I got to say that I had anywhere was actually at Golden Corral.
Yeah, not bad.
I love their meatloaf.
Okay.
I mean,
Bet you're not going there now, though.
I haven't in it's
Probably
been
be a while.
It's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
a little while, but the meatloaf is fantastic there.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. As long as they slap a little bit of the red sauce on it, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. Hey, we're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. And then hour number 3 on the Friday edition of the Get Up and Go show with yours truly and Bonnie. And we just got kicked off our Facebook. So we'll be back right after this.
online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
.807 on the Get Up and Go Show. It's the Friday edition. It's the end of the week edition. It's the TGIF edition, Bonnie. So
yeah, and so glad you
Friday.
made it. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not done yet.
anything planned for your big weekend ahead?
No, I've got 2 strikes against me with the wife right now. I just need to get by this final hour on the radio, and I'm home free.
I know, without saying anything derogatory
Yeah.
or like giving out her age or anything like that.
Well, I forgot to wish her a happy 47th birthday. Yeah. When we did birthdays and anniversaries. Her birthday's coming up July 23rd.
Well, she's going to be 47 now,
47,
is she?
or is it 46?
I don't know.
She was born in 75. So, 75. No, she's going to be 46. Yeah. Wow, I just aged her by 1 year.
I think you just keep digging and digging and
man.
You know, I better buy you a new shovel for your birthday.
Yeah.
You just keep digging that hole and
Yeah.
you're wearing it out.
All right, we have a phone call right now. Let's go to the phones right now. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Well, hey, Evan, I've got a nice shiny shovel so you can dig yourself another 6 feet.
Oh, boy. It's the old man down the road. And, old man, where do we find you at today?
Well, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri by the Big Arch.
Oh, you're by the arch. Did you find a place to park the Winnebago?
Yeah, right under the arch.
Now, old man, you can't be doing that because you'll get a ticket.
Oh, well, I've got about 5 of them hanging on my window, but we're okay.
Do you ever pay any of your tickets?
Pay them?
Yeah, you're supposed to
Yeah.
pay them, When you get a ticket, you're supposed to pay the darn thing.
Oh, we use them for, toilet paper when we need it.
Old man, let me educate you, okay? When
Okay,
you
educate me.
Yes, when you receive a citation, you're supposed to either plead not guilty or you send the violation in to the local clerk of the court's office with the dollar amount that's on the ticket. You're not supposed to keep a collection of them and then use them as toilet paper because you'll lose your driver's license.
Oh, you have to have a driver's license?
Yes. Don't tell me you don't have a driver's license.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to take the fit.
Okay. Well, you're 92 years old. So, I mean, I've never heard of a 92-year-old having a driver's license before.
Wait a minute. You just aged me by 5 years?
Yeah.
Evan's doing that to everybody this
So
morning.
you're only 87. I thought you were 92.
92 in your mind.
Okay. Well, you're 87. I'm sorry. I apologize. Where's Edna?
Oh, she's just up by the arch, climbing up there.
Climbing up the arch.
You can actually take a ride in that arch
You
in
can?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, there's an elevator. It takes you all the way up.
There
all the way
is.
on the other side.
And
Yes,
then
there is.
Yep, it gives
Wow.
you that great aerial,
I never knew that.
gateway view. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get me in there. You couldn't pay me enough. I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure-
won't go in an elevator.
Are you afraid of heights too? I'm sure you get up pretty high up
yeah,
there.
I am afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights. Definitely so. So, old man, what are your plans for the weekend? Where are you going to be this weekend? I know you're in St. Louis today.
Yeah, well, we've been in St. Louis for a couple of days now. And so we're going to start heading out later on today. And we're going to go down through Kentucky there.
Oh, that's where my friend George lives. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Uh-huh. Are you going to pay George a visit?
We're probably going to surprise him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to park the Winnebago on his property?
Wherever we can.
Okay. Well, just make sure you get permission. I know George is very fickle about people that drive on his property.
Yeah, and you're going to surprise them, and Edna making the possum surprise for George too. The nice possum surprise.
Possum surprise? What's a possum surprise, Bonnie?
It's like a pot pie.
Oh,
and surprisingly, there's possum in it.
okay. All right.
Tastes
very
kind of
good.
gamey.
All right. Very good. So, old man, if you have a few minutes while you're on the phone, I thought we'd play a round of Would You Rather between you and Bonnie. So I'm going to read two things off, and you have to tell me which of the two you'd prefer to do, and then you have to give me a reason why. Is that okay with you? Do you have time to do that?
Sure, I got a few.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. You have nothing better to do. All right. So, old man, would you rather spend all of your life savings on lottery tickets or give all of your life savings to homeless people?
I split it in half. How's that?
That's not one of the choices.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not one of the choices. You have to pick one or the other.
Well, I give it to some homeless people because we got plenty of money right now.
Okay. Yeah. Your retirement, you're pretty much set. Your investments are good. You're financially secure. Your portfolio as well, and you're doing good. Bonnie, what would you do?
Let's see. I probably spend the entire life savings on those lotto tickets only to find that nothing was a winner anyway. So like the old man, I'm going to go with giving it to the homeless.
Okay. All right. Very good. Old man, would you rather never have had your umbilical cord disconnected from your mother or have it disconnected but reconnected to Kim Kardashian?
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. I'll stay away from Kim Kardashian. I'll take the first choice.
Okay. And Bonnie?
Neither. They both sound excruciating.
Well, what you can only pick one.
Come on, Bonnie.
Oh, no.
What a rip.
I refuse. I don't even want to answer that.
All right.
That's just despicable. What's the second one? Having it attached to Kim Kardashian?
Yes, having it disconnected and reconnected to Kim Kardashian.
Oh, good gracious.
Yeah, so surgically disconnected from your mom and reconnected to Kim Kardashian, or keeping it connected to your mother.
I'll keep that magical link with my mother.
All right, very good. Would you rather be stranded on a desert island with your favorite pet dog or a stranger who does not speak English?
My pet dog.
Bonnie, where would you go on this one?
My pet dog, too.
Yeah. I would take the pet dog also.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be on a stranger who doesn't speak any English, because how do you communicate with that person?
Yeah. And
Se habla español.
Yeah, se habla español is about all I could say. Old man, would you rather have the power to instantly charm anyone you wanted or have X-ray vision? Now keep it clean, old man, okay? Keep it clean.
It's clean enough that I'm looking at now.
Okay, all right. Bonnie, which one?
some of those X-ray vision things I might not want to see. So
Okay.
I'll take the charming of everybody.
All right, I'll take the X-ray vision.
Here you go, buddy.
Thank you very much. I'll definitely take the X-ray vision. Old man, would you rather be considered annoying or be considered dull? Which one?
Yeah, I guess annoying. That'd be fun.
Okay, all right. And Bonnie?
I guess annoying.
I
too.
definitely would rather be annoying as well, because I could be very entertaining when I'm annoying.
Yeah.
You put up with me for 15 hours every single week on the air, and I'm definitely probably very annoying.
Definitely not dull.
Yeah, definitely not dull, without a doubt. What'd you say, old man?
Rachel's put up with you for quite a bit, and with that shovel she has.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I'm sure there'll be a hole dug in my front yard by the time I get home.
Happy birthday, Rachel.
Yeah, shh, keep quiet.
She's
don't
at
say,
home.
Don't say she's going to be 46. Okay.
She's at Home Depot now buying a new one.
Would you rather have a ice cream headache for 12 hours straight, old man, or diarrhea for 12 straight hours?
Oh, my
Take your
goodness.
choice.
How about in between with the? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, take your choice. Which one?
I'm gonna have to go with the ice cream headache, I guess.
The ice cream headache. All right, and Bonnie?
Yeah.
Ice cream headache for me too.
Ice cream headache?
Yeah.
All right, why did you choose the ice cream headache?
I guess that just sounds a little better to take some extra strength Tylenol than having to put up with diarrhea all
All right,
day.
very good. All right. All
I
right,
just don't want to sit on the pot all day.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we're going to do a quick round. We've got a few minutes left here in this segment before we go to news. So we're going to do a quick round of 5-second rule, the way the game works. It's very simple. Oh, you know how 5 seconds. That's right. There's the buzzer.
That's it.
That's it. You know how 5-second rule works. I'm going to give you a topic. You have to give me 3 things that pertain to that topic. You have 5 seconds. Otherwise, you get the buzzer. You get a point that each round that you win, and you gain control. If not, control goes to the other person. One with the most points wins. Old man, we'll start with you first. Name 3 berries. 3 berries. Ready? Go.
Strawberry, blackberry, raspberry.
Very good.
Mhm.
That was pretty simple. That was an easy one, Bonnie.
Making my mouth water with them naming those berries.
All
old
right.
man.
Bonnie, name 3 ways to say hello. 3 different ways to say hello. Ready? Go.
Greetings. Good day. Hi.
Very good. Very good.
Oh,
Bonnie,
thanks.
you're right on point today.
Yeah, I guess.
1-1. All right, old man. Name 3. I can only imagine the way the old man's going to answer this one. Name 3 ways to relieve stress. Ready? Go.
Kill Edna. Oh my goodness.
Shame on you
He
for
wants to
saying
throw
that.
Edna out of the Winnebago.
Yeah.
How horrible.
Wow.
Especially with those boulders and the rocks falling down.
I don't mean kill Edna. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Edna's going to grab that shovel pretty soon.
I was going to say she got that shovel already.
All right. Bonnie, name 3 things you might find in the family room. Ready? Go.
A picture, a computer, and a game.
Very good. All right. Old man, name 3 things that are carnival snacks. Ready? Go.
Popcorn, cotton candy, and caramel apple.
Very good.
And some of my favorites.
I'm
right,
hungry.
Right up there.
All right. Bonnie, you should have no problem with this. Name 3 breeds of dogs. Ready? Go.
Labrador, Dalmatian, Golden Retriever.
Very good. All right. Old man, name 3 styles of shoes. Ready? Go.
Give it away, Bonnie. My goodness.
You could not name one. Like
Oh, my
sneaker,
goodness.
flip-flop, dress
Oh.
shoe,
Crocs.
boot.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm barefoot, so I don't wear too much shoes.
All right. Bonnie, I don't know if you're going to get this one, but we're going to try.
Okay.
Name 3 professional hockey teams. Ready?
Ooh.
Go.
The Canucks, the Islanders, and the Chargers. Chargers.
Chargers are football.
Football, yeah. I think I got 2
Wow,
of
you
the
got
3
2
at
right.
least.
I'm surprised you didn't say the Panthers.
Of course,
Oh, my
Florida
goodness.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Why did I not?
All right.
Okay.
Old man, this is your last one. Here we go. Name 3
okay.
candy bars. 3 candy bars. Ready? Go.
Payday, Hershey chocolate, and oh my goodness.
Yep. Not good. All right, Bonnie, last one for you. Okay. Name Name 3 things you should not do at a funeral. Ready? Go.
Oh,
Talk bad about the person who died, laugh with joy,
That's it.
and not wear clean underwear.
What does that have to do?
Well, you got to wear clean underwear to a funeral.
It doesn't
I mean,
matter
it is
whether
a
you wear
funeral.
clean underwear or not.
I mean,
is somebody going to check them?
Yeah, somebody going to check them?
you might, that dead person might, you might walk past that dead person and they might wake up.
Anything's possible. Wow. All right. That's how you play 5-second rule, folks. Old man, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Say goodnight, old man.
Good night, old man.
And that's the old man down the road. And of course, he's going to Kentucky this weekend. So we'll have to check in with him next week
Yeah.
and see how his.
We should buy him some shoes.
Yeah, we'll have to see how his visit went with George. 8:21, it's news time. Let's go to the news desk. Or Bonnie standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Part of Dixie Highway, which has been closed to the public because of repair work to cracked and corroding parts of the Roosevelt Bridge, could reopen by the end of next week. Meanwhile, Florida Department of Transportation crews will be working into the night tonight on the north span of the bridge so it can open to two-way traffic possibly tomorrow. Officials are now saying it's possible it may not open until Sunday or Monday. When it does open, semi-trucks over 4 tons will not be allowed to use the bridge. The restriction is in place because the city is concerned about placing extra weight on a bridge that was originally meant for 3, not 4 lanes of traffic, said City of Stuart spokesman Ben Hogarth. And State Representative Toby Overdorf, that is, of Stuart, said Thursday that FDOT officials told him Dixie Highway from Fern Street to Albany Avenue could be open to the public by July 3. Residents in Port St. Lucie who live along Indian River Drive want changes to Indian River Drive after 2 deadly crashes in the last few days. WPTV's Megan McRoberts has more.
Problem. Jackie Fitzpatrick says she's always seeing drivers breaking rules along Indian River Drive, like this truck clearly exceeding the road's weight restrictions.
It's the worst. They have no business being on this road.
Cars often speed by her home or pass over double yellow lines and tailgates.
It's gotten progressively worse.
I have people passing me on my way home.
We worry about it every day, all day long.
But it's the deadly crashes that have everyone most on edge.
Open up. In the morning, fatality, somebody dead in a neighbor's front yard. And that's a horrible feeling.
A 24-year-old woman killed earlier this week.
The most recent one was a mother of 2.
A 29-year-old man killed late last week.
It's gotten intensively worse.
Over the last year and a half, the county has added double yellow lines to try to stop people from passing. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office also stepping up enforcement, writing 110 citations and 187 warnings since May. A new 3-way stop at Walton Road helped to a degree.
1 stop sign for 13 miles.
Commissioner Chris Sadowski says the county could add another stop sign on Midway Road 2.
My hope is it can be done in the next 30 to 90 days.
The county paid for a study to see how to best slow down traffic, but since 2018, very few recommendations have been implemented.
Our suggestion has been that the commission take those recommendations from the study that they paid for and put some of it into action.
Zadovsky says the county is looking for room in the budget this year.
They certainly deserve to have things change.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
Florida Senator Rick Scott released a video standing in front of the Emancipation Memorial in Lincoln Park in Washington that some protesters say should be toppled.
Now let's think about this. Lincoln was not a Confederate soldier or Confederate general, but we have individuals around this country, they're vowing to tear down this statue. They are delusional, they're wrong, they're ignorant about our history.
The Republican says it's time to end what he calls the madness. The statue shows President Lincoln standing over a freed African-American man, and critics say it's demeaning. Lastly, a Fort Pierce resident just won a big prize playing the Florida lottery. Officials announced Thursday that Mark Valio, age 58 of Fort Pierce, claimed a $1 million top prize playing a game called The Fastest Road to $1 Million. The lottery said Valio bought his winning ticket from a Winn-Dixie grocery store at 4967 South US 1 in Fort Pierce. Tom Brady appeared to have a message for those criticizing him for working out with his new Tampa Bay Buccaneers teammates. Brady used a quote from former President Franklin D. Roosevelt to thumb his nose at the noise around his sessions. Only thing we have to fear is fear itself, FDR. Brady wrote this on an Instagram story. Brady's recent workouts have come as Florida sees a spike in coronavirus cases. Our news time 8:25 and weather and traffic together are next.
$8:26 the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie.
So on the Turnpike in Palm City, southbound at mile marker 110, The left lane is blocked in that area by a little bit of debris in the roadway, so use caution right there. Otherwise, no accidents to report. There's your latest look at traffic. Right now it's 80 in Stuart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated morning showers drifting in from offshore. This afternoon, hot and humid with highs in the low 90s and feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Saharan dust will keep our rain chances low and our skies hazy today. Tonight, mild and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s with light east winds. For the weekend, morning lows in the upper 70s, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, hazy sunshine throughout the weekend with only a slim chance for an isolated shower, mainly inland. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Time right now is 8:30 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time to head out to outer space, where Randy Siegel is standing by with the latest and greatest space report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning. Days in history. Back in 1963, the SYNCOM communications satellite was launched. SYNCOM-2 was launched in 1963, and it was the first geosynchronous communication satellite. Not bad for NASA. SYNCOM-2 also was the vehicle that was used by President John F. Kennedy when he was in Washington, D.C., and he telephoned Nicaraguan Premier Aboubacar Tafawa Baiwa aboard the U.S. Navy ship Kingsport, which was docked in Lagos Harbor. It was the first live two-way call between heads of governments by satellite. In 1984, we had the launch of shuttle mission STS-41D. The mission was delayed more than 2 months because it was the first time in a program history that there was an abort. At T-minus 6 seconds, it ticked down, and then they had to abort because of a problem with the engines. 1982, we had a situation where STS-14 made the final flight of a shuttle that was not operational. After this particular flight, all shuttle missions were now considered to be operational. 1995, we had the launch taking place of STS-71. This was another one of those missions that brought astronauts to the Mir space station. It docked with the Mir station, and in this case, it delivered 2 new Russian crew members, Anatoly Soleyev and Nikolai Budarin, and brought back Norman Thagard, as well as one of the other Russians that were on board that particular vehicle. And then in 1997, the NASA spacecraft near Schumacher made its closest approach to Matilda, which was a small asteroid, and Matilda is only 61 kilometers in diameter, and it made a pass of coming within 745.65 miles. Not bad when you consider that. Lastly, 2007, we had the launch of NASA's IRIS spacecraft, and Hayabusa 2 was launched. We know now that a little bit later today, at 4:43, NASA will launch, or excuse me, not NASA, but SpaceX will launch their next Starlink mission. And this Starlink mission will have the vehicle on pad 39B launched, and I will be there for that launch when it does take place. The new director of NASA's Earth Science Directorate says identifying ways to implement an ambitious decadal survey amid various challenges is her top priority. She took over her new post in June, and Karen S. Germain is now calling the shots for the NASA missions. Also, the Air Force must fund 3 years of R&D to comply with the National Security Space Launch Phase 3 competition. The Senate Armed Services Committee marked up the National Defense Authority Act for 2021, directing the Air Force to spend at least $250 million in research and development to help launch providers prepare to meet the national security requirements. Chairman Jim Inhofe, Republican of Oklahoma, and Ranking Member Jake Reed, Democrat of Rhode Island, released the full text, which will now be headed to the Senate floor. The Russians let it be known that they are going to have a monument in Moscow to their space feats. The height of this National Space Center will be almost 820.21 feet tall. That's quite a complex for the Russians, who have done a great job in space. SpaceX also popped the top of their Starship Section 7. Yep, they filled up the tank until it could be filled no more, and then it just popped the top. And the day before, it also popped a top. The only trouble is, that one wasn't planned. So SpaceX sometimes does, and sometimes doesn't. So until tomorrow, or Monday, have a great day, everybody.
That's your daily dose of space from the one and only Randy Siegel. He joins us each and every weekday to give us an update on what's happening up at NASA, up at the Cape. We wish him safe travels as he goes up to watch the launch a little bit later on today from the Cape. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's standing by with the latest and greatest food for your appetite, Bonnie.
That's right, Evan. And, everybody loves a grilled ham and cheese sandwich. How about a grilled ham and 4 cheese? With your choice of bread with ham, this has cheddar, Swiss, American, and provolone cheese. Included bacon and tomato, all grilled hot and served with a side of your choice. Maybe you want to try a crispy honey lime chicken salad. Yes, some mixed greens topped with crispy chicken tenders, 2 tossed in a honey lime dressing. The salad is good. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. You can call them at 772-781-6605. And yes, they are open tomorrow, Saturday too, by the way. It's Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Thanks so much, Bonnie. It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold will be opening up at $1,760.40 an ounce today, and silver will be opening up at $17.81 an ounce. That's your latest Precious Metals Report, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. It's time for news right now. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Part of Dixie Highway, which has been closed to the public because of repair work to cracked and corroding parts of the Roosevelt Bridge, could reopen by the end of next week. Meanwhile, Florida Department of Transportation crews will be working into the night Friday tonight on the north span of the bridge, so it can open to two-way traffic, possibly by tomorrow, Saturday. Officials are now saying it's possible it may not open until Sunday or Monday. When it does open, semi-trucks over 4 tons will not be allowed to use the bridge. The restriction is in place because the city is concerned about placing extra weight on a bridge that was originally meant for 3, not 4 lanes of traffic, said City of Stuart spokesman Ben Hogarth. And State Representative Toby Overdorf Stuart said Thursday FDOT officials told him Dixie Highway from Fern Street to Albany Avenue could be open to the public by July 3rd. St. Lucie County Commissioners will meet this morning at 10 a.m. to discuss a new mask order for residents.
Commissioner says he understands the controversy surrounding masks, but says that the county is going to make its decision based on fact and not emotion.
We've certainly seen an uptick in the number of infection rates and hospitalization.
Come Friday at 10 a.m., St. Lucie County Commissioners will hold a special meeting to review a new mask mandate for citizens.
The language is going back and forth at this point. Tomorrow, there will be several versions of the ordinance or the order to come before us.
The most recent draft would require all employees inside restaurants, grocery stores, salons, gyms, retail stores, or any other business where social distancing is not possible to wear face coverings. Jason Summerlin isn't bothered by the idea of wearing masks.
We all have a loved one who may or may not be, immunocompromised. So at the end of the day, wearing a mask is not a big inconvenience.
To Tom McGovern, masks are a nuisance.
They're just annoying, I don't think. And I don't like the fact that people like to force me to put a mask on. I think if I stay away from somebody and keep away from germs and everything will be okay.
Friday morning's meeting is open to the public and comment will be allowed. Those who do decide to come to the meeting must be wearing a face mask and have their temperature taken before heading inside. Reporting in Fort Pierce, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV News Channel 5.
Florida added another 5,000 coronavirus cases on Thursday, and some employees have decided to hold off on their return to work because they're worried they could be exposed. But are they then eligible for unemployment? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the details.
Though the Sunshine State's reopening means Naresh Miraj can return to work in the restaurant industry at any time, he's decided not to.
So it's just not worth it. It's actually really irresponsible.
COVID-19 concerns have him worried about his health and those he cares about.
Maybe you'll be okay, but you're really contagious.
But under state law, worries aren't enough to get benefits.
I think people are definitely owed that. This is not charity. This is money that you pay your taxes.
According to Florida's Department of Economic Opportunity, you have to show good cause. For many, that means proving that you have an underlying condition and that the virus could make you seriously ill. To do that, you'd first need a note from your doctor documenting your condition. Also, you have to show your employer is unable to offer safety options like working from home. You can take your claim up with DEO via the state's unemployment website, but officials warn the federal government will pull its benefits for general virus concern.
But hopefully they will get the benefits that they're entitled to.
Unemployment attorney Ryan Barrick says a denial isn't always the end of things. He encouraged claimants to keep trying.
If your claim has been denied and you think it should have been paid, then you do appeal. And those appeals need to be brought within 20 days of the determination.
Naresh says he doesn't believe he'd qualify for good cause, so he doesn't plan on trying to file. But that doesn't mean he agrees with the state's policy.
My take is they need to pay the people.
Unfortunately, shortly after this interview, Naresh said that he had found out he was COVID-19 positive, though that does give him a better chance to continue receiving benefits from the federal government and the state. That's the latest out here. Back to you.
And more people are filing for unemployment in Florida following 2 weeks of declines. There were about 93,000 initial claims for jobless benefits last week. That's about 5,200 more than the previous week. And lastly, a Fort Pierce resident just won a big prize playing the Florida lottery. Officials announced Thursday that Mark Valio, age 58 of Fort Pierce, claimed a $1 million top prize, playing a game called The Fastest Road to $1 million. The lottery said Valio bought his winning ticket from a Winn-Dixie grocery store at a 4967 South US 1 in Fort Pierce. The retailer will also receive a $2,000 bonus commission for selling the winning scratch-off ticket, according to the Florida lottery. And lottery officials said Valio chose to receive his winnings as a one-time lump sum payment of $790,000. The 146th Kentucky Derby is happening, and there will be fans. A Derby week kicks off September 1st. The race will be run Saturday the 5th at Churchill Downs in Louisville. And there will be restrictions. Venues will not be operating at full capacity, and guests will be encouraged to wear masks at all times unless they're in their reserved seat. They'll also be asked to practice social distancing and to frequently wash or sanitize their hands. Our news time is 8:44. Weather and traffic together are next.
$8:45 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we're not finding any traffic accidents to report. Just remember, give yourself extra time. Take your alternate route as the Roosevelt Bridge is still closed in both the directions this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a warm 82 in Port St. Lucie. Here's our weekend update at WPTV.
Morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated morning showers drifting in from offshore. This afternoon, hot and humid with highs in the low 90s and feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Saharan dust will keep our rain chances low and our skies hazy today. Tonight, mild and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s with light east winds. For the weekend, morning lows in the upper 70s, highs in the low 90s, heat index values in the triple digits, hazy sunshine throughout the weekend with only a slim chance for an isolated shower, mainly inland. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:49 is the time on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie, and joining us on our line right now is to give us an update is the Public Information Officer from the Stewart Police Department. Sergeant Brian Bozzio has instantly become one of my good close friends, and he is the current and reigning 5-second rule champion as well.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bonnie. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Bozzio. And I'm ready to beat you in that 5-second rule because Evan just said you're the current reigning champion.
Yes, current reigning champion.
You're going to have to speak to my manager to arrange the rematch. So, you can talk to my people and then we can arrange it.
Yeah, her
but right
people.
now, I will.
Her people will talk to your people, and your people will talk to my people.
We can negotiate a rematch, that's for sure.
Definitely,
I'm happy to participate.
Definitely so, without a doubt. So, Brian, I wanted to get a update on what's happening with the bridge and put all the rumors to bed if we could, and if you'd let our listening audience know what's going on.
Sure. Well, the latest information is they're continuing to work on the bridge. They're restriping. They're preparing it. Still, I drove through this morning. They're still preparing it for 2 lanes of traffic, the southbound lane of the bridge. So from what I understand, they're extremely hopeful to open this weekend. The latest update that I have received is it possibly could be Monday at this point.
Okay.
So we just don't know. Still. So, I know that they're working day and night on this. They're doing the best they can do to get this up and running. I mean, it's in everyone's interest. And obviously, safety is the number one priority. But it's in everyone's interest to get that open. I literally just got off the phone with my wife, and she's trying to get to Sailfish Point, and she's frustrated because she's in bumper-to-bumper traffic on Jensen Beach Boulevard. So, traffic is still tied up, and we're doing the best we can do, but hopefully this weekend, but Monday is a possibility.
All right. So basically the DOT has given the blessing to open up the one side. It's now in the construction people's hands because now they have to redesign everything, restripe everything, and make it friendly for 2 lanes in each direction.
Absolutely. That's what they're working on now. And literally the striping is done. I've traveled across the bridge. I've seen the striping. And, they're just doing the finishing touches at this point. And there's a lot of, traffic controls and striping that needs to be done on US 1 merging onto the bridge. So, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be completed. They are working very diligently and it's in everyone's interest to get this open. So hopefully, fingers crossed this weekend.
All right. Now, for those listening that are not, familiar with the area, that have just moved into the area and listening to our radio program, Brian, if you could let our listeners know, for instance, if people are traveling north, what is the detour they can take to get up to the Jensen area that's the most advantageous?
Well, I mean, the most advantageous way, of course, is to go East Ocean Boulevard through Sewell's Point, Indian River Drive, into Jensen Beach. The problem is that's 2 lanes of traffic.
Right.
Sewell's Point has been totally inundated with traffic. It's been bumper to bumper. The message that's coming from FDOT and through the county and city officials is to go west if possible, 95 Turnpike, or through Palm City onto the Turnpike if necessary. It is a long way to go around. We understand that it's inconvenient, but at least when you go west, you can handle a lot more traffic than cutting through Sewell's Point. Sewell's Point, of course, is a lot shorter, but heavy traffic delays there may balance it out. So we're trying to get people to go west, Canner Highway, Monterey Road to the Turnpike or 95. That's your best bet to alleviate the Sewell's Point traffic. But those are the ways you can go right now. So we're encouraging people to head west. That's the message that we have.
Now, if they don't want to go on Indian River Drive, they can continue further east and take the beach route and go north
absolutely.
As well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Go straight across from Sewell's Point onto Hutchinson Island.
Okay.
And Hutchinson Island north to the Jensen Causeway, right into Jensen. You could certainly do that as well, and it's a much more scenic route too. So it's a lovely ride, and that's also an option. So.
All right, very good, very good. Now, if people are going south, they obviously just turn around. They do the opposite, correct?
Absolutely, yes. Just simply do the opposite.
All right, very, very good. Brian, I appreciate the information, and I hope you have a great weekend. You guys all in the Stewart PD, take care, be safe, and we will talk to you after the weekend goes by and get another update from you.
Absolutely, and when Bonnie's people get in touch with my people, we'll schedule this rematch.
Yes, we definitely will, for sure.
Sounds like it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, well, I have a funny feeling Brian's going to retain the title.
Well, if there's any way we can make this a pay-per-view event on the radio, that'd be great too.
That is possible. That is possible, or maybe even a law enforcement wide event through the Stewart Police Department, where each week you have a challenger from your police department, and if that person wins, then they return the following week to defend their title against a new officer, and then after, let's say, a dozen officers go through, then the one that has the most victories goes against the chief in the grand championship.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I love it.
So
Let's
can count Stewart PD, and I will arrange that on my end.
All right.
You get the brackets created, and let's do it.
Well, the brackets are created. We can start that actually next week if you want. We can do it every Friday. So every Friday, you just have to get an officer to join in on the phone next Friday, and then we'll play 5-second rule every Friday. We'll make it every single Friday. It's going to be a regular segment on the program, and then we'll run it for like 12 weeks. And then whoever has the most victories will go against the chief of police in the 13th week.
I think it's a fantastic idea. Count Stewart PD in.
All right, just do me a favor. Check with the chief first, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'll run it by the chief, but I'm pretty certain he'll be on board.
All right, Bonnie, you want to say something?
We'll call it Friday with our friendly officers.
Yeah, Friday with an officer. I think that's going to be a great little segment. We do it right over the phone, so we practice social distancing. Nobody has to come in the studio, and then maybe we'll even make a title belt up that whoever wins can have the claim to fame, and they can put that title belt on their desk.
Yeah.
Well, count us in. Most certainly count us in. Where Stewart PD is on board, I will talk to the chief, but there's no doubt that he'll be all right. On
so next Friday is the first one. Next Friday, literally.
Sounds good to me. I will get an officer to participate, and we'll do it.
All right,
No
so it's
problem.
going to be you and another officer in the 5-second rule. That's the way it's going to work, Bonnie. Okay.
Mhm. And the next one will be me and a canine.
Yes, you and a canine. Okay,
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. Woof, woof. All right, thanks. Thanks for calling in, Brian. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Have a great day. All right, bye-bye now. That's Sergeant Brian Bosio, the Public Information Officer. Well, now we have a new Friday segment. It's a 5-second rule with a cop.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And the briefing, too, on the Roosevelt Bridge, very important. I think on what people looking forward to that bridge to, reopen in that northbound lane already tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chances are it might not be till Monday or a little later. So maybe people just might want to do a little planning ahead for Monday and still consider that they have to take that alternate route.
Yeah, definitely. So, coming up in the 9:00 hour, Cutting Edge Radio, one of the nicest and greatest shows we have on Priest and a Rabbi.
Mhm.
Father Christian, Rabbi Durbin going to be here, or should I say Rabbi and a Priest? I'm not really sure, but
Yeah, which,
I don't know who's.
who
I
came
have no
first?
idea who came first, what's on
the
second.
priest or the rabbi?
But I
The
just
rabbi or the
want to say a
priest?
quick hello to Father Christian. He's on the line with us very quickly. I think he's there. Give us a little sneak peek of what's going to be on the show today, Father Christian.
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Of course I can hear you.
Oh, well, good. Yeah. Today, we asked a big question. Why are Sundays sometimes the most segregated day of the week?
Wow.
When we're supposed to be worshiping God, we all sometimes look around and we all look the same. So we got a great guest, Sandra Montez, coming in from New York, from Union Theological Seminary, and we're going to parse that apart and say, what's that all about?
Wow. All right. It's going to be a great show, folks. We suggest you it's great radio. It's a great program. You want to listen in to Father Christian and Rabbi Durbin. They're going to be on the show. It's priest and a rabbi and a priest. At this point, I have no idea who gets top billing anymore. Just listen into the program and you can hear some of the best entertainment on radio besides our show. Right here at 9:05, right after the news. Father Christian, thanks so much for jumping in very quickly, and we'll speak to you soon.
All right, brother. God bless you.
You too as well. That's a wrap, Bonnie. Mm-hmm. We're out of here. Show's done. I made it for another week.
Yeah.
And I made it through with just 2 strikes.
And you made it through on the first week of your diet, too.
Yeah.
So you're doing...
Well, this is week 2.
It is. Oh, it feels like it was the first week for me anyway.
Week number 2.
Okay. You're
Week
doing
number
well
2.
then.
Yeah. Join us next week when we preview a new segment on Fridays called 5-Second Rule with a Cop. Yeah, that's what it's going to be called.
That'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Definitely so. Well, Bonnie, we say ciao mein.
Honduras.
And arrivederci in the words of Ellen DeGeneres.
Be kind to one another.
We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. Have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you back here Monday morning, 6 a.m. Bye-bye for now.